Have you ever said yes when you wanted to say no? We've all done that, Lisa. And today we're talking about people pleasing and how do you get stuck and get out of that trap of I'm always saying yes when I really wanted to say no. And then it gets even worse, Lisa, because then when I'm doing it and keeping my commitment, I'm mad. And who put me there? I put myself there. So today we're talking about this lie of how do you overcome this people-pleasing lie that you have to please people to be accepted. And really it's going to kind of help you break free and really live the life that you want, kind of live confidently. Because Lisa, what I've discovered is people pleasers are not confident.
Yeah. And you really want to live the life you want. You don't want to live somebody else's life.
Yeah. And so Lisa, you went through a great book and I want you to give these 10 ideas. And we've played with some fascinating games with people, kind of walking through it.
Yeah. So I read this great book called Not Nice by Dr. Aziz Gazipura.
Okay, now let's just think not nice. Who wants to read a book called Not Nice? Like everybody, I want to be nice.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's part of the problem is we want to be nice.
Yeah.
And we're really fawning and we're really trying to do things to make people happy with us.
Yeah.
So they do what we want them to do, or so they give us what we want, or so they're just not mad at us.
Yeah.
And it's kind of
yeah, and it kind of goes back to this idea of like when I say something, is it hurtful or is it harmful? Right. And I never want things to be harmful, but it's actually okay that it's hurtful.
Yeah. And we're really going over this. This is the holiday season coming into Christmas time. And you are going to be in situations, I'm in situations where people are going to ask something of me or they're going to expect something of me and I do it, but I really don't want to do it and I don't have time to do it. And I don't want to be at that person's house at that time. And I don't want to spend that many hours so there are things that I do that I don't want to do because it's part of my core values.
Yep.
It's part of the life that I want to build. So I do things that I don't want to do.
Yeah.
And then I do things that I don't want to do because I feel pressured that I have to do them.
Yeah.
It's not part of the life I want to build. It's part of, I want to keep this person happy. And it's not really part of who I am and what I want to build. And those are two different ways that we say yes when we don't want to. The one way, when we say yes, because it's part of our core values, even though we don't want to, I want to go help my neighbor across the street because I want to be helpful and I want to be there for them. Do I want to do that? No, I do not want to rake their yard for them, even though they can't. But it's part of who I am, and that's part of who I want to be. Or I can say, yes, I'm going over to so-and-so's house because of whatever, and I don't really have time, and it's actually going to cause problems. And it's not part of my core values. And those are the situations when I really need to say no.
Yeah,
no, I cannot help you on your project that you're responsible for, and I'm not going to get any credit or kudos for it. And even though you're pressuring me to help you, because it's not going to help me and it's not part of my core values. So I'm not going to help you on your project.
And this is really living courageously. I mean, when we step into this, right, because this is a real fear. Let's just tell the truth. This is a real fear. And it's how can I become courageous and step into this? And so there are 10 reasons. And I think, Lisa, when I read these 10 reasons, I thought, gosh, probably 8 of them apply to me. I'm probably, believe about 8 of those things. And so it's really confronting those. And they were super helpful when I heard them because I was able to confront them, right? And really challenge them so that I can speak up now.
Right.
And really because here's the thing, I'm actually more helpful to people. When I don't speak up, it's actually harmful.
Yeah.
Right. And so I want to be helpful.
And what you did is you built your window of tolerance just a little bit broader because you expanded your awareness. Yeah. And we talked about that on the last 2 podcasts. So go back and listen to those because those are really super helpful. Yeah. And now this is 10 reasons, this is the top 10 reasons why we don't speak up. And it came from this book, Not Nice. Okay, so the top 10 reasons. Number 1, I don't want to offend people or hurt their feelings.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Right? And here's the thing. If you're offended, whose problem is that? Right? If I'm offended by what you say, I have to first look at Dennis and go, okay, why did that offend me? Or why did that hurt me? There's something in me.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah.
Because people are going to get offended just because they didn't sleep very well. maybe not because you actually did anything wrong, or they're going to get offended because they just have a different perception than you. And that's because we're all different.
And Lisa, isn't it sometimes I'm trying to control you a little bit? Like, I don't want to offend you. Isn't that me subtly trying to control the situation?
You're trying to control me,
trying to control how
I feel and my perceptions. And I don't want to be controlled. I don't like that.
Yeah, yuck.
Yeah, that's yuck.
So cool. Yep.
The second reason is I don't want to feel guilty afterwards.
And that really, like think about it. I feel guilty. Why?
Because I'm not happy.
Yeah. And it's like, well, especially when I do something that's not even according to my values, but I say yes and do it. And then I feel guilty about it. It's like,
how warped is that?
Yeah. And so these are ways to sort of check yourself and go, what's going on inside of Dennis that this is happening?
Yeah. Number 3, I don't want people to think that I'm rude. I don't want them to think I'm mean or arrogant or pushy. I don't want them to think that of me.
And notice I don't want people to think.
Yeah.
And can I control what you think?
Yeah. You don't even know that I'm thinking you're pushy.
Yeah.
You're just thinking that I'm thinking. And how does that work? You think that I think that you think. It's like nobody knows because we're not actually talking about it.
Right. It's like we're avoiding the elephant in the room. And the problem is we got the elephant, we got 2 tigers, we got three rhinoceros, we got a whole zoo inside the room. Right. And we're not even like talking about the animals.
Yeah. So number 4, I don't want people to say yes because I made them.
Now, here's the thing, Lisa, can I really make you? I can't control you, right? But I feel like I made you, right? Yeah. It's another way of control. Fascinating.
Yeah. Okay. Number 5, I don't want people to get angry and retaliate, either directly or later on. Now, I totally get that because I really don't like, this is one of mine because I really don't like people to retaliate, especially later on, because then it's like, I got to sleep with one eye open. Because if you're going to retaliate later on, I don't know when it's coming. And I'm like, they're out to get me. Yeah. And that's kind of sucky.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's like can you only retaliate unless I believe it's a retaliation, right? Does it go back to if I don't believe it's an attack, it's not? Or is that a little bit different?
No, I think that's because you actually can retaliate. I speak from experience that the retaliation is real and you have to watch out for it. But people are going to retaliate. That's their decision. And it's like, I talk to one person and I say one thing and they're going to be fine. And I talk to a different person and they're going to retaliate. What's the factor here? It's not me. It's the individual. If someone's going to retaliate, they're going to retaliate, and it's not you.
Well, and remember, these are 10 reasons why we don't speak up. And the thing about it is when we don't speak up, like we can't complain about what we permit. Yeah. And a lot of times we complain about these things, but we haven't spoken up. But really we've permitted these things to happen. While these are real, and what we want you to see is like these are things that you have to step in and have courage for. Because these are real fears, these are real issues, these are realities, but you have to learn how to step into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 6, I don't want to make things worse.
It's been known to happen.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, but would it get worse if you spoke up, if you said something? Or are you just trying to control the future? I mean, I don't know.
And how do you even know it's going to make it worse?
Yeah.
Right? Is it a fear could make it better? We don't know, right? But you don't know because you haven't done the experiment. You haven't spoken up and done the experiment of speaking up, so you really don't know.
You're just assuming maybe the worst of that other person.
Assume.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Number 7, I don't want to show strong emotions, start crying, or show they got to me.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you don't want to feel weak, vulnerable.
Yeah.
Right.
So I don't speak up because I don't want to seem like that I'm not Superman.
But guess what? You're not. And guess what? People already, for the most part, people know it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't want people to see me as needy, demanding, or high maintenance. So I don't say anything because I don't want to come across as demanding.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, Lisa, like how you see me is how you see me, right? You're going to see me through your lens. regardless. Whether I speak up or don't speak up, you might still see me as needy, high maintenance,
Yeah.
right? You're going to
Yeah.
see me how you see me because that's through your filter and your lens.
Yeah. And so all of these things, these reasons why we don't speak up, it's keeping us from living the life we want and
Yeah.
living the life that we'd like. Number 9 is I don't want people to judge me for how I'm feeling or what I think or want. I don't want people to judge me.
Yeah, it's interesting.
People are going to judge you. Let's just be real. People are just going to judge you.
Well,
They
it's like
are.
it's like I can't let you rent space in my head, right? And a lot of times I don't want you to, and I'm like allowing you to rent space in my head, so I'm not stepping up and speaking up, and then I'm not living the best, and then I'm upset about issues and situations, but yet I've sort of created these things. But these are things that we have to confront to sort of listen. If you don't confront these things, you're not going to live the life you want.
Yeah. And then the last one, I don't speak up or I don't interject on something because I don't want to do it wrong or I don't want to look stupid or I don't want to lose other people's respect.
Yeah. And I think, Lisa, maybe stepping back and go like, how you think about me is none of my business.
Yeah.
A
And
little bit,
also,
right?
is it going to be wrong? What's wrong? I mean, everybody's got their own way of doing things.
Yeah.
In some ways, in some areas, there are definite right and wrong. But in most, it's just a difference in how we are and who we are. And are you going to look stupid? I mean, you might.
Yeah.
But stupid, it's like that's just a perception.
Okay, Lisa. So my life was changed when you shared this with me, and I looked at the list and I saw 3 words that changed my life.
Yeah.
Okay, and all 10 of them start with 3 words. I don't want. I don't want.
I don't want to offend.
I don't
want to feel guilty.
I don't want.
I don't want to make things worse.
Don't want. So think about this, Lisa. In this scenario, I don't want. Who am I really making this all about? Really making it about me. I don't want, right? So when I don't speak up and I don't step in and sort of have the hard conversation, I'm really making it all about me.
And then, we make it out to be all about the other person. I don't want to make it worse for them.
I'm trying to protect you. I'm trying to care for you.
I don't want to lose your respect. I don't want you to disrespect me. But it's really all about me.
It's really all about me, which is really, oh gosh, when you say it that way, it's really wicked, right? It's like, oh, I got this perception that I care.
I don't live the life that I want because I'm so consumed
with myself.
And other people.
Okay, we better stop because I'm getting triggered. I'm feeling angry right now.
Yeah, and this all okay. So we're with family in the holidays, and all of these crazy, drama, this trauma, these trauma bonds that we have. They all come up because of these crazy scripts that we have running in our head.
Yeah,
and when we stop and we're like, oh, wait a minute, that's actually kind of silly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When we step back, we step out of the bottle so we can read the label because you can't read the label inside the bottle. We step out of the bottle and we're like, oh yeah, if I look at this like a television sitcom, it's like, wow, that's really kind of off.
Yeah. Well, and I think what really hit me, Lisa, as I kind of was thinking about this and thinking through this, is that when I step in and I use the reasons, well, I don't want this or I don't want that, it's really making it about me. And I thought, wow, it's actually kind of selfish for Dennis. It really is like, gosh, Dennis, that's kind of selfish of you. You don't want to step in, because I don't want to feel guilt. Well, gosh, it's kind of selfish of you. And that's when it clicked for me, Lisa, when I thought, because I don't want to be selfish. I mean, that is one thing when I think about it, it's like that's just not who I want to be. And it's a core value. And so when I realized that, oh, it's really selfish, that's when it clicked for me. When I'm not willing to have these hard conversations and when I'm not willing to speak up, it's really a selfish motivation. That's when I was like, okay, I can change this. Right. And so I think that was life-changing for me. So I appreciate you sharing that. And so let's talk about some ways to maybe kind of overcome some of these things, right?
How you can really, truly live the life that you want.
Yeah.
And what you value and what's your core purpose.
Yeah. Kind of like really know your script, not try to live somebody else's script. I think the first one is really sort of recognize the patterns. First of all, like knowing when this happens.
Yeah.
Right. Knowing when you feel this, knowing when you're, hey, I'm actually trying to please you instead of honoring my own needs. Right. I'm really sort of like, I'm sort of what happens when we people please, we kind of morph ourselves into somebody we're never created to be. Right. I'm trying to please you for this image that you think I should be. So I try to morph myself into an image I was never created to be. But I think recognizing the patterns. And so I typically see like a lot of the patterns a lot of the stress in my life is really when I know of it. There needs to be a pattern, interrupt when I'm irritated or annoyed a lot of times about something that I haven't dealt with, right? That is sort of avoided type of thing. And so really starting to recognize that's what happens for me. How does that sort of play itself out for you when we talk about like recognizing the patterns?
It's just for me, it's the awareness
Yeah.
of what's going on around me.
Yeah. And you're so good at that. You're probably like somebody that I know that like I really respect that. That is pretty amazing. And then I think you also you got to really challenge the fear, right? Because these are real fears.
And a lot of
Not
these
right.
are all based out of fear because it's fear of the unknown, fear of what's going to
Yeah.
happen, fear of what someone's thinking, fear of what somebody's going to do. So you don't speak up in your team meeting, you don't speak up to your boss, you don't speak up in your family dinner when someone is just
And a lot of these things are based in control.
yeah.
Right? It's like I want to control how you feel. I want to control how you act.
Because you have fear of
Right.
what's going to happen if you don't control.
Right. So if I don't control, I don't know what's going to happen, and really confronting that fear because Lisa, people feel control.
They
Right?
do.
Right? And and you might not say it outwardly, but it's like when you feel ick. You say the word ick, right? It's like
that just feels ick.
It feels ick, right?
And you don't have to have a word for it. You can just say something like ick. That just feels. It feels like there's just something that feels a little bit off.
And I know even like in our relationship together, whenever you tell me it's like it feels ick, it is probably a control issue with Dennis. It is typically probably a control. And my control issues are based out of my fears. And so, and the challenge is when you're trying to control, and even think about it in the workplace, when you're trying to control, you'll never collaborate. It's so hard to collaborate when I'm trying to control you, right? It's
so hard to collaborate when I'm trying to control you. That is 100% accurate.
Yeah, and so I think sort of the recipe or sort of like the solution for that is really to stay curious. Stay curious and lose your control. Right. But a lot of times you got to deal with that fear because guess what? I don't know what they're going to say. I don't know what's going to happen. Yep. I don't. It's here we go. Right. But I have to be secure enough in me. And I saw with like these 10 things, it really confronted something in me that wasn't like totally whole. And so that's what we want for you. And really it's like, Lisa, I was thinking about it, Leadership 101. We deal with this right in Leadership 101 pretty strong about how to have some of these hard conversations, how to deal with imposter syndrome. Deals with a lot of this right here. So that is a resource for you. In fact, because
it's our holiday sale.
It's our holiday sale. So
Leadership 101 plus bonuses, plus the ebook, plus the procrastination utilizer mini courses. It's three courses involved in there. And just helping you to be able to connect, to collaborate, to grow as a leader and truly live the life that you want and not what kind of has just been given you and not settling for status quo.
Right. So
and this is in a combination and a connection with other people. Leadership 101 is group, online, live coaching, instruction, training to learn some of these concepts and figure out how to apply them within your unique individual situation.
Yeah, so buy it for a family member. I mean, it's a great gift like for your young adults. I mean, imagine the kind of setup that people have for their career, right? To navigate through some of these right now when you're in your 20s, right? Because you and I are in our 50s and we're still like navigating through some of this, right? So what a great gift to give somebody like in their 20s to go, hey, this is a great gift to really set yourself up for a great future. So you got to challenge the fear. And then you also have to set clear boundaries, I think. I think people that deal with this are really boundaryless, right? It's sort of like your life meshes in with mine, and great leadership and really great relationships are all about boundaries.
It's truly defining, okay, what is okay and what is not okay. Yeah. And then standing by it. Now it's not, okay, this is my boundary, but it's actually having a conversation
because
about
that really is more a wall, right? You can have a wall or you can have a boundary, right? And here's the thing about boundaries, they're contextualized. And there's a little bit of movement with them, right? If it's a wall, right? This is not a steel cage. It's not like a 500-foot wall, right? It's not the Great Wall of China. This is a boundary, right? So there's not a wall, but but it's very clear. And a lot of times, Lisa, it's like, Oh, I just say this, like Lisa, we live in the beginning of our neighborhood, our property, and everybody's walking their dog, like going out to the trail, right? And so we have different like spots in our yard where like that are different
that
shades of
are
green,
that are like more green than
more
others.
green than others, right? And a little bit, I want to say, hey, this is my yard, and it'd be really cool if your dog didn't do its thing in my yard. Maybe like go to your yard and let your dog do your thing in your yard because this is my yard. And but we haven't. Maybe that's a boundary I need to set.
And you know what? Honestly, it doesn't really bother me. It's a dog and it's got to go to the bathroom.
It doesn't really bother me either. But I will tell you, if it did bother me, I probably would speak up, right?
I don't know. I pointed it out to you the other day and you were like, and I could see it. I could see
okay.
But I could see the irritation rising.
Yeah, I think it's because I don't want to offend people or hurt their feelings. It's not because I won't feel guilty. So that's in play. Oh, I don't want people to think I'm rude, mean, or arrogant or pushy, right? Because I got neighbors that I've never met that have their dog. So that's one in play.
So you don't want to put a sign in our yard, don't pee in my yard?
Yep. I don't want them to get angry or retaliate. That's really like in play a little bit.
How would they retaliate?
I don't know. Maybe like
egg your house?
I don't know. Egg my house or something, right? So see, this is where, hey, this is the reality, right? You got to confront these things. I'm going to have to go back and kind of journal through it. And, maybe by the next podcast, I'm going to have a sign out in my yard. We'll see. Right. But really it's like setting these clear boundaries and just, having conversations around them are super helpful because it's like my boundary tells you how I want to be treated. It communicates like, hey, this is how you build trust with me. My boundary tells you it's a recipe for you for how to build trust with Dennis. Lisa's boundary for her is a recipe of how to build trust with Lisa. But people need to know that. If I don't know that, how am I ever going to build trust? It's like Lisa's job in our relationship is to give me the recipe for the boundary. And it's my job to bake the cake. But I have to get the recipe for Lisa, and I can't guess. And a lot of times, like we guess on the recipe. Right. But it's super helpful for just to tell people this is the recipe. We have a tool called When Dealing with Me that really helps teams deal with the recipe. So we're going to put it in the show notes so you can have it. It's when we do training and we come in and we do collaboration with teams. When Dealing with Me is one of the first tools that we bring out. It's actually a part of Leadership 101 also When Dealing with Me because it is so helpful when people set boundaries. So it's also inside of Leadership 101. You get trained on it and how to use it and how to have conversations.
Yeah.
And then also I think this is a big one, allowing the tension or the discomfort.
Yeah. I'm not going to say, oh, hey, I don't want to make apple pie. I want to make pumpkin pie because I don't want the tension of the discomfort of, well, we always have apple pie or, whatever. Or it could be, I don't want to bring that to the office. I'm not taking my spouse to the office Christmas party because
everybody gets drunk.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. And it doesn't work for our family. And everybody's going to have their spouse there, not because they want them, but and it's just that tension and that discomfort of of that disapproval or that conflict. And really it's just us asserting our preferences. Now, if it's a matter of losing your job or not, that's different. This is just when it's preferences.
Right. Contextualize this, okay?
Right. There are nuances to this.
Yeah. But
and there are, your elderly grandmother needs you to, hold her arm while she's walking down the stairs, and there's nuances to this kind of stuff.
Well, and I think the key thing, Lisa, that I've realized is that, people need the tension. Right. We've had some hard conversations with team members and there's been some tension in it. And we've just allowed people to sit in the tension. And they found it so helpful. I mean, it's not comfortable in the moment.
It's awkward.
Right. It's awkward. It's hurtful. Right. It hurts feelings, but it's almost like they need it. It's very helpful. Mm-hmm. Right. It's hurtful at the time, but it's actually very helpful. And so, and Lisa, like I need the tension. It's like I grow through the tension. And when we eliminate the tension from relationships, we actually eliminate opportunities for growth.
Well, and I'm even thinking of conversations. You could have like political conversations. Well, you don't want discomfort because of the tension of differences of politics. But as long as everyone can kind of stay within their window of tolerance, as long as everybody can keep their big boy pants and their big girl pants on and not go off, it actually builds connection because, well, I'm not sure I agree with this. I think that this policy might be better. And it just allows us to see into each other a little bit more. And it allows us to truly be us. It allows me to be the real me rather than just not ever bringing it up at all.
Yeah. And I think that's the problem, right? Is that we don't, and it actually gets worse. It doesn't get better.
And it allows us, being able to step into this tension and this discomfort, allows us to surround myself with people who know who I really am, and they like me for who I am and not necessarily just what I do and the accolades that I bring.
Yeah. And I think the last one, Lisa, that I really want to kind of like sort of address is like really just be honest, right? Ask you, hey, what do I need right now? Right? What do I want right now? What do I need right now? And then really take that seriously and speak up, even if it, sort of like risk maybe like some disagreement, right? But it's like connection grows through vulnerability and transparency, right? Vulnerability and honesty. Then we have here's the thing, Lisa, we have a real relationship, right? Because if we're not honest, do we really have a relationship?
Yeah.
Right? You got your mask, I got my mask. We're both wearing these masks. Do we really, really have a real relationship? Not really.
Yeah.
But you got to be willing to step into that, And I think here's a good practice that I've really worked on is that, kind of buy time sometimes. That, you can say things like, hey, let me get back to it. Hey, let me think about it. Hey, let me step back. Hey, give me a day, right? And
those are excellent statements that just kind of give you time to process through it, so you don't speak out of the immediate pressure of having to fulfill that person's expectation and living their life and what they expect of you. And the funny thing is I'm doing this and I'm saying yes because I think that's what they expect of me, without even asking me, hey, is that something you really want?
You don't even know. It's a story you've made in your mind.
And because that happens between us, you'll be like, hey, so let's go. You want to go for a walk? Let's go. And I'll be like, oh, shoot, I don't really want to go for a walk, but I'll walk because he wants to and he's expecting me to. And he's actually thinking, I hope she says no. I hope she says no. I hope she says no. But if we don't have that conversation,
we don't know if that's true. We have another couple friends. We're speaking for a friend.
But if we don't actually have that conversation, then we're just thinking that we think that we know what the other person's thinking and expecting. And well, how is that?
Yeah, a lot of people sometimes have this sense of they have five senses and they have this added bonus sense is that, hey, I can read your mind, or hey, you can read my mind, and right, it's the sense that's not really, there.
Yeah, but we can practice being polite. We can practice saying a clear no.
Yeah.
And we don't have to justify it. Someone says, hey, can you do this for me? And no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can't. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to give any more than that. And they might look at you, they might expect more, but you can just say no. And then if they want more of an explanation, they can say, well, how come? And then you actually can not even answer that. You can say, let me think about it and get back with you. Or you can say, I just don't want to.
Yeah, perfect. So we really hope like during the Christmas season, this is helpful. We thought, okay, this is a big deal. Like during this time of year, right, where we're having we're in these awkward situations sometimes with people and we kind of fall into these traps. So, Leadership 101 is a resource, but Lisa, like, what's your takeaway? Like mine is like, as you read these 10, I just realized like, gosh, I want to continue to not be as selfish personally, right? I wanted to just step in and realize, okay, I'm being kind, but not always nice. I'm going to be kind, but I'm not always nice, right? Because it goes back to that Brene Brown saying is that, clarity is kindness. Mm-hmm. And when I'm being clear, I'm actually being kind. I might not be nice, but I'm definitely kind. And that's what I want for me. But we'll kind of hit your brain when you
I love the concept of practicing being polite. Practice a clear no. And you don't even have to you don't have to give a justification. You don't have to say anything else. Or it's even when somebody gives you a compliment, hey, I really, that was great what you did on that project there. You can just say thanks. You don't have to excuse it, or you don't have to play it down. You can just be like, yes, thanks, or no, thanks. And you don't have to give anything more. you can just leave it at that.
Yeah. So we cover a lot of this stuff in Leadership 101. So that's a resource for you. Buy it for a friend, buy it for, a young adult. And you're also going to get the free ebook or the free book and the procrastination utilizer as added bonus.
Yeah. And if you like this, kind of these things that we're talking about, please feel free to subscribe, like it, share it with someone, share this with someone that really kind of needs these 10 reasons why we don't speak up, or even needs this book, because this book is a really good book too.
Yep. Awesome.
So.
Awesome. It's been great. We'll see you next time on the Drama Free Living Podcast.